Waterway and Beach District, February 15, 2022. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is invocation. I'm not even sure whose it was. Would anyone like to do an invocation? Okay, go ahead.
Father in heaven, whose breath gives life to all things, hear my words. Guide us today on our path towards good government. Open our minds to the needs and desires of all of the people we represent, and guide our hearts as we make the difficult decisions on how to achieve the best possible governance for our constituency. Amen.
Next up is roll call. It's not second.
Okay. Commissioner Way is absent. Commissioner Brown.
Here.
Commissioner Flowers. Here. Commissioner West. Here. Commissioner Rivers.
He's not here. Got it. All right. Next is adoption and approval of agenda. Does anybody have any modifications to the agenda? Commissioner West, you were Slumber might not make it. Is that necessitated?
I don't think we need to remove it from the agenda, but for old business, we have the grant application from the Tennessee River Keeper. Jen Lombard called me just minutes before this meeting started to tell me her car broke down en route to the meeting. She was really just coming as a professional courtesy to answer questions. She already made her PowerPoint presentation, so I think we should keep it on the agenda.
I agree with that. Anybody disagree, or does anybody have any other modifications to the agenda?
I'm ready to vote on that too.
Okay. So do I have a motion to adopt the agenda as written?
So good.
Second?
Wait 1 second. Because we're going to be discussing our attorney and we're missing a commissioner, I know we pushed it off before. Should we wait for Mr. Ray to be here for a full decision like that? I understand all the questions.
Sure. That makes sense. If we're to do that, I think it also would make sense to push past the Secretary Treasurer retention as well, for an equal weighty decision. Would you like to move to then adopt the agenda as modified, axing F and G under new business?
So this is as modified.
Okay, do we have a second?
And that was just because Mr. Wade's not here.
That makes sense. I'll second that. Great. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? Great. Public comment.
Good afternoon. Ed Slavin, St. August Green, Box 3084. I want to thank you for your service and thank you for coming today. There are blurred ethical lines still in St. Augustine Port Waterway and Beach District, and we need to do something about it. And I think we should be prepared at the next meeting to order a search for a new attorney. That gentleman tried to charge me $900 for documents that do not exist. Now, in the state of Florida back in 1992,
I'm sorry, your documents said what?
documents, I understand, did not exist. He wanted to charge me $900 for it. I think he's milking the business of the district, and I think you need a new attorney. We need a legal audit of his work, and need to find somebody else. I sent you a packet of information by PDF sometime back from the Florida Bar, which showed how he acted towards somebody in a deposition, basically, if not kidnapping, it's false arrest, not letting the man leave. He's discourteous. He's discourteous to open records requests. And I've been seeing that kind of discourtesy since the 1980s, when Oak Ridge deposited 4.2 million pounds of mercury into the creeks and the groundwater, and the work was going to bring Bremerton DOE delayed their response for 182 days. They tried to stiff me on the records, and finally we had to have outboard and the Maryland Lloyd come and hold a congressional hearing to investigate Oak Ridge and what they've done in terms of the cover-up. As David Freeman, the chairman of TVA, said, it's a GD cover-up out there at Oak Ridge. Now, your attorney is not doing your service. He's tries to build NASA tried to charge me $960,000 for the answer to a yes or no question, and an environmentalist in lowercase, in the very first environmentalist lowercase at the Johnson Space Center. I asked him that yes or no question. NASA said, we'll give you 16 cartons of documents. It'll be $960,000. And the judge said, answer the question. And the answer to the question is no. It had to do with that ethylene oxide in the space shuttle in excessive quantities, and the astronauts being exposed to toxicants. I don't think he takes his job seriously. I don't think he understands or appreciates the nature of this board and what it could be. Your prior attorney was malfeasant. He suffered and permitted one Barry Mark Benjamin, the chairman, to use his services as his private attorney, and I got the records to you. Use his private, he used the board, the district attorney as his private attorney in trying to justify he is a non-resident who was a resident of Jacksonville, supposedly voting from a vote here in St. Augustine. And that was wrong. And that was an election crime. And the prior attorney didn't do anything about it. Your attorney would apparently much rather pick fights with Commissioner Flowers than do his actual job. And I think you need to review his bills. I'll ask for them, and hopefully we won't charge him an arm and a leg. But this board has such a passion for our environment here in St. Johns County, faster than a speeding dump truck. What we love to know about St. Johns County is being destroyed before our very eyes. And I appreciate the work of the Matanzas Riverkeeper and Thousand Friends of Florida, John Bill. Y'all do great work. But this attorney is the weakest link on this board, because each of you ran for office believing that you could make a difference. He just wants to make a buck. And he's not doing it very ethically.
And what documents did you request?
I'll send you the email. He stated that he wanted $900 to answer a records request. Ms. Flowers has it. I sent it to Ms. Flowers. She's got it.
Okay, just generally, can you give me an idea of what the subject matter of the document was?
Court business. I'll send it to you. But at any rate, his first instinct, as well as your Secretary of Treasury's first instinct, the very first request I ever made to this district was to charge me money. She wanted to charge $50 an hour to provide records. That's not legal under FS 119. Absolutely forbidden to do that. And I've seen government agencies act poorly at times. It's AIDS. But your weakest link is your attorney, and I'm looking forward to your discussion at your next meeting on this contract and getting a new attorney. Let's get a competent environmental lawyer. There's plenty out there, and they'd love to do this job, and they wouldn't charge you an arm and a leg. And I thank you for your service, and thank you.
Any other public comment? Any other members of the public here? That brings us to government representative comments.
Good afternoon, City of Long Island, St. Johns County Beach Services. I do have a few updates on our projects for both boat ramps and beaches. The Milano repaving is completed at the Milano boat ramp. We're just waiting for it to get striped. And then our second phase would be some landscaping throughout the park. Doug Crane is currently out to bid. The deadline will be in about 30 days. And the construction should take about less than 3 months. So that one should.
So when is that? Because we're way behind on that project.
I know.
We're 2 years behind on that project now.
Yeah, so it's
Because
right
the
now out
chapter
to
did
bid.
not think this county is at all serious about them getting into the water. You know, because if you I'm sorry, go ahead and finish your question.
Butler West is currently out for design. It's in the blackout period, so the Board of County Commissioners has funded a full design of improvements for that park, for parking layout, traffic controls. So we're really excited about that one.
What does that mean, the blackout?
So once it goes out to RFQ, we've received proposals, but it's currently, they're being ranked and scored by an evaluation committee. And then once it's decided who ranks highest, then they go into negotiations, and during that time it's a blackout period, so staff can't communicate with any of the proposals or companies, so we just have to wait till those negotiations are finalized and then they go before the board. But that process has started.
Okay, and so what would be I got a lot of questions on that one.
Yeah.
What would be the estimated time for completion of that one?
The design would probably take quite a few months, and then it would go for next fiscal year to be constructed. That could possibly also be a fine project that we would go match with, or it could be also a Ford. But we have to get the design completely finished before we can go and ask for the fine grant.
Okay, so we could potentially anticipate a grant request coming from your department for partial funding.
For next fiscal year, so that would be October.
So you're looking at maybe 2 years before people are ever able to use that access point.
Well, they can currently use it right now, but we're gonna make it, it's gonna be a really cool project.
Is this, I saw that, and it's really greatly needed. Is that addition to the public access going to be able to help with our upside down, where the Corps pays only 25% of our beach manures and we pay 75%, because we do not have public access on South Ponte Beach and Bologna. Is this public access going to help change that balance? Do you have any idea?
This is not the beach side, this is the
Oh, so
boat ramp on
I thought we
West.
had on the beach side, one of them under the pavilion there, no?
Butler East was already completed about a year ago.
Okay, so when I visited you, I thought that's the one that you were referring to.
No, Butler West is on the west side of A1A, and that's the boat ramp. There's a large grass area with a few pavilions, so we would shrink that grass area to provide more parking for boat ramps. Could possibly be a soft landing area for canoes or kayaks.
So no more beach access at all in Bologna or South Ponte Beach?
No, there's some projects, but this one was just Butler West. New Salem's phase 2 is about to start, which is just south of Ponte Vedra. We just had a sand placement project completed in front of South Ponte Vedra Park that they're getting it back from the contractor today. Milano Beach is about to be reopened on Friday to vehicles, so we're gonna have on.
But that's only for four-wheel drive vehicles, so nobody can get on Bologna Beach at all now, can they?
It's 4-wheel drive recommended, so if
But
they choose
that's
to
it.
put their car out there,
So
they
if you
can.
don't have a four-wheel drive, you don't go to the beach at Bologna.
I mean, you can, but it's not recommended, but I mean, you can't, we're not allowed to pack down sand or anything like that.
There's no public access.
There's some off-beach parking in Milano, and then there's Surfside, there's Nice,
You
there's
know,
South
I'm talking
Ponte
about Bologna Beach, down there at the end, where people
Yeah,
go.
right in
Can
front
you
of
tell us where the public access is down there at the end?
So if you go off the bridge and you take a right, and then a dead end right in front of that hotel, you take another left, and you're heading east, you see the beach, and then if you just curve around, you'll see our, Milano Pavilion, there's off-beach parking there, and just a little.
I think Sam